Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. So, this has not been a good year for Trump so far. First came the news that Donald Trump's longtime accounting firm had dumped him, and they did it publicly. And then they said, oh, yeah, by the way, those last 10 years of financial statements, they can't be trusted. You shouldn't really put any faith or value in them because they're probably bogus. Then Biden refused Trump's claim of executive privilege in regard to White House call and visitor logs. And, so those were turned over to the January 6th committee. Then Trump was caught absconding to Mar-a-Lago with numerous boxes of White House documents, including some of the highest level top secret information. On Friday of last week, the National Archives and Records Administration confirmed in writing that some of the 15 boxes of documents that Trump stole contained, quote, items marked as classified national security information. What exactly was he planning to do with those if he hasn't done it already? Can you say selling state secrets, girls and boys? Seriously, I'm no Hillary fan, not by any stretch of the imagination, and I absolutely can't stand Bill Clinton. But can you imagine what the right would do, what they would say, how their heads would explode if Hillary Clinton had stolen classified national security documents? But his week got worse. The judge presiding over the New York Attorney General's case against the Trump Organization ruled that not only does the AG have the right to investigate potential financial crimes committed at the Trump Organization, but she also has a duty. That's what the judge said. She has a duty and responsibility to do so. In fact, the judge was all kinds of snarky in his decision against Trump and the Trump children in this hearing last week. The judge even mentioned Humpty Dumpty, George Orwell, and alternative facts in describing Trump's legal arguments. And by the time that hearing was over, Trump's attorney had made such a complete jackass out of herself that everybody was questioning, is she actually an attorney? Is this woman actually licensed to practice law? There's just no way. She actually tried to call Trump a protected class. Why? Because he's orange? I mean, I don't get it. So the judge obviously ruled in favor of the AG, ruled against Trump, and stated that Donald Trump Jr., and Ivanka must sit for deposition. And they have to sit for these depositions within 21 days of that ruling. So less than 3 weeks. Those are going to go great, aren't they? So then Trump takes another right hook because District Court Judge Amit Mehta denied Trump's request to dismiss one of the civil lawsuits that had been brought against him for what took place on January 6th. You guys may recall he was being sued by several people for the Capitol attack. So in a civil lawsuit. Well, the judge did, however, approve Donald Trump Jr.'s and Rudy Giuliani's dismissal request. So they're no longer going to be involved in this case. And he also indicated that he'll dismiss the same lawsuit against Congressman Mo Brooks as soon as he files a request. But what's going to leave a mark for Trump are the statements that Mehta, this judge Mehta, made during this ruling in regard to Trump's culpability for the Capitol attack. He wrote that Donald Trump may have entered into a, quote, tacit agreement with the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. And he went on to write, quote, from these alleged facts, it is at least plausible to infer that when he called on rally goers to march to the Capitol, the president did so with the goal of disrupting lawmakers' efforts to certify the Electoral College votes. The Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys and others who forced their way into the Capitol building plainly shared in that unlawful goal. And then Mehta actually cited Trump's own words to make the case that he may have given tacit approval for the violence at the Capitol. Mehta wrote, quote, approximately 12 minutes after rioters entered the Capitol building, the president sent a tweet criticizing the vice president for not having the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country. Rioters repeated the criticism at the Capitol, some of whom saw it as encouragement to further violence. He also mentioned that Trump's tweet following the attack, in which Trump wrote, quote, these are the things that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots. Remember this day forever. So in response to that tweet that Trump put out, Judge Mehta wrote in his decision on the matter of dismissal, quote, a reasonable observer could read that tweet as ratifying the violence and other illegal acts that took place. Yeah, that's why, he's now talking about giving all of them pardons, because he not only approves of what they did, he wants them to do it again. He said, if anything happens to me, if I'm illegally prosecuted, who's going to make that call? We should have uprisings all over the country. So there you go, Merrick Garland. Judge Mehta laid it all out for you. Now do something about it. Jesus. So, but then last but not least, the Supreme Court put the final nail in the coffin in regard to the documents that Trump was trying to keep secret from the January 6th Select Committee. They rejected his request. And so the committee will be able to keep those documents and review those documents. So that went to the Supreme Court and they're like, nope, got to turn them over. So that's done. That's a done deal. Womp womp. Thoughts and prayers, Trump. All right. I'll let you guys know if I hear any more. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.